This is the Sportsocracy, and it's time for another A-plus mock draft by at ESPN Draft Nerd, Flostradamus, Jeremy Green, Chicago Bears.
And this is the best haul of any of the 32. Without a doubt, this would be the A++ because you hit everything. I love this class. I've been called a Bears hater. If you still feel that way at the end of this, then you just really want me to hate your team.
Well, the Bears have a lot of capital to work with, and so there's a lot more opportunity to hit home runs instead of just singles and, well, sometimes in the Bears' case, just striking out. Number 9 overall in the first round, you got the Chicago Bears taking the tackle, Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State.
The more I watch him, the more I like him because I don't see any bust here. Worst case scenario, he's a long-time guard in this league. 6'6", 313, really good at Ohio State, played guard, played tackle. There's really not a huge limitation with him. You just want him to be a little more forceful. And then I look at the fact of I'm going to have Justin Fields behind him. I need more mobile offensive linemen. You mix this with Braxton Jones, which I think was a nice double last year, and slide Tevin Jenkins to the inside. You still need a center. Get to that in a minute. And I'm starting to look at this line going, all right, there's no more excuses for Justin Fields because you got all the talent you could possibly want up there.
In the second round, they got 2 picks, the first at number 53.
I thought I was higher on this kid than anybody else could possibly be, and now I keep seeing him in the first round. I don't think he's going to go that high because he's very scheme-specific. It's Julius Brents, the cornerback out of Kansas State. 6'3", $198, not crazy top-end fast, ran a 4.53, but had a 41.5-inch vertical. He kind of reminds me of Richard Sherman, to be honest with you. I feel like he's the read and react Pete Carroll type of corner. And I just feel like you add him to what they already have. You got a thumper with Jalen Brisker in the back half. And now I'm starting to say, okay, there's a flow to this secondary now because this is the guy that can deal with bigger corners. He can play man. I feel like there is a massive misconception that the only way he works in the NFL is playing off in zone. That's what he does best. He can also get up into your body. The only thing you're going to have to know is that some of the worst tape on him was in press against receivers that were faster than him. You get him against Mike Evans or somebody like that, because he could ultimately be like Marshawn Lattimore, where I can deal with a big guy. Now, you put that little shifty bastard on the other side of me and we're going to have a problem. But I look at some of the other pieces they have with Kyler Gordon that they drafted last year. I think I can handle that and just kind of move him around.
Also in the second round, number 61.
Gervon Dexter, defensive tackle out of Florida. Do you know how long he's been playing football, period? 5 years.
5 years.
Started as a junior in high school. 6'6", 313 pounds. The tape shows raw. A lot of people are treating this guy like he's right there with Mozzie Smith, and to me, he's just not. He could be 2 years down the line. And the thing for Chicago is that you can be kind of patient with him. Look, I don't care how bear down you are. You're not telling me you're competing for a Super Bowl this year. You're trying to build up the talent base. And this is a kid that's probably a year away. He needs more snaps. I would like to see him be more sudden off the ball, but the good's really good. I do think he has nose tackle potential in the NFL. Might need a little more bulk for that, but, the good is really good. Just temper the expectations. That's why you can get him here in the third round.
All right, let's see if we can get Justin Fields a weapon here at number 64 overall. In the third round, A.T. Perry. I know you are wild about this guy.
Oh, I am. And Gervon Dexter was at the end of the second round. My apologies. A.T. Perry is one of the only true X receivers in this draft. If he didn't have drop problems, he'd be in the first round. Now, I will tell you that when I watch him on tape, we're North Carolina affiliates, so obviously we see a lot of Wake Forest football. When I watch him on tape, I think some of the drops that were attributed to him, and trust me, there were some there. I'm not trying to completely say, well, that's a made-up story. No, it's 100% there. I think some of those had more to do with the offense, because you got to say, Wake Forest runs a kooky-ass offense, where the quarterback stands at the mesh point forever. You don't know if you're actually getting the ball. A.T. Perry is one of those guys. I'm telling you right now, he's going to go into the league at 6. Was he 6'3" and some change?
Yep.
6'3.5", I think, is what he came in at the combine. And he's just a height, weight, speed monster. You put him on the outside, really aggressive at the point of the catch. I think he'll be a phenomenal red zone target. Oh, yeah, and then he ran 4.47. One of the biggest weapons in the in the class, and he ran 4.47. I think he's a home run. I do not know why everybody else is so worried about him. Because for me, you can't like Quentin Johnston and not like A.T. Perry. That's not physically possible because, to me, they have the exact same upside. And you're getting one in the third round where you have to take one in the first.
So you have the potential to be the number one for Chicago.
I think he can be.
In the future.
I think he can be. And you give me him and DJ Moore coming out of the slot, Mooney and Chase Claypool. Okay. Oh, and I forgot Cole Kmet. Yeah. I think you're in good shape.
2 picks as well for the Chicago Bears in the 4th round. First one at 103. You got him taking KJ Henry, linebacker out of Clemson.
Can I say something that's completely insane to say out loud?
What's that?
KJ Henry's going to be a better pro than Miles Murphy is.
Really?
The more I watch them on tape, I swear to God, if you took the numbers and the name off, and I told you one of these guys is a first-round pick, and one of them is going to go late day 2, early day 3, I would fall for KJ Henry every time. It's just, now, that's watching the high-end tape. There is some lesser tape, which is why you can get him here. This is also one of the highest character guys in this draft. I want him to get stronger. I want him to add some moves where he can use, because he's got great burst. I just feel like he's one of those that he's always been this good. He's never really developed the repertoire. He lives on the speed to power, and he never really refined it to have that one go-to of, I need to get home, and this is what I'm going to do, and you cannot stop me. He never did that, which is why you can get him here. I like him better than Miles Murphy. And I'm going to level. I don't know that it's all that close.
Wow. High praise. 133. Fill another slot on the defense. Marte Mapu.
God, he has been so popular in this class.
Big corner out of Sacramento State.
Oh, he's not a corner.
Safety.
He's not a corner. He's a safety.
Okay.
He played some corner at Sacramento State. He is not a corner.
Okay.
6'3", 217 pounds, and he is a thumper. There are teams that think he's going to play linebacker in the NFL. Not a conversion that you see very often. But he's really good against the run, holds up. It's just obviously he's a little heavy-footed. Now, I think if you're planning on playing him in that move safety or linebacker, obviously that goes away because he's quick for those two things. He's just a little heavy-footed if you're planning on playing him on the outside. Going to have to add some weight if he plays linebacker. But the thumper in him, and I'd be remiss if I didn't point out he played at Sacramento State. So, not going to say you were seeing the highest level of competition.
Right.
But
or coaching, for that matter.
And that's the thing, is that I just feel like he's a raw ball of clay, and you give him to Matt Eberflus, and here's a toy. Yep. There's no risk. Just do what you want to do. Here's a piece. Been super popular. I think he's done like 8 in building top 30 visits.
In the 5th round, the first of 2 picks for the Chicago Bears, Oluwatimi, center out of Michigan.
If you gave me all day to explain to you why he keeps falling, I couldn't do it. I mean, look, I've told you I love John Michael Schmitz. He's my number 1 center in this class. I'm not telling you Oluwatimi is that high. I'm not even telling you he's up there with Joe Tittman and Luke Whippler. He's right behind that. And for whatever reason, every single time he gets talked about, he drops. And I just don't get it. He's such a technician.
Is it because he's not as mobile?
It's exactly what it is.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Because he's a big damn dude.
Exactly.
But he doesn't move.
Okay, so now I've got Paris Johnson around him. I've got Tevin Jenkins around him. I've got Braxton Jones. I don't really care. Okay? I'm not trying to win the fucking 4x4 1,600 meters. I'm trying to block. And he does that really well. And yet, every single time I talk to somebody about, well, I don't know. It's day 3 project. Shut the fuck up. Okay? He got eviscerated by a gigantic nose tackle that one time. Awesome. You take the worst tape of any player in this class, because I'll tell you, this is a weird class. I could do that same thing with anybody. And for some reason, it happens to him. He's a guy that I would be comfortable taking in the back end of the 3rd, and yet he keeps falling in this spot. And a smart team is going to just grab him up, and that's your center for a long, long time.
At 148th overall, still in the 5th round here for the Bears, Davis Allen, tight end out of Clemson.
Hyper raw. And look, I've said this about Clemson guys. You never really get them to tell you what the warts are. If you look at this kid, you go, holy shit, he's going to be Darren Waller. Only problem is he's slower than dirt, and I don't really know how that happens. He's 6'6", 245, so he's really lean-bodied.
Mm-hmm.
The vertical was great. The broad jump was great. And he ran a 4.84. And I'll be honest with you, that kind of shows on tape. You see these athletic, crazy catches or these athletic, crazy moves, but in a straight line, he's not all that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he needs somebody like a Cole Kmet where he can go out in 12 personnel. He's not asked to do a lot in the blocking game because he's never going to be a good blocker. He's really tall and he's really thin. But he can be that movable tight end that's just a matchup problem. And look, if you look at the Bears right now, you got a lot of little receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Adding another guy is he a project? Absolutely. Could he bust out of this league in 2 years? No doubt. That's why you're getting him here.
In the 6th round, 218 overall, Nick Hampton, edge rusher out of Appalachian State.
This is one of those undersized little 3-4 outside linebacker projects of you just play so hard that you're going to find a role somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where he's going to play because he's little. 6'2", 236. I mean, we talk about Will McDonald being small.
Right.
Will McDonald is 8 full pounds of good muscle, bigger than Nick Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
Next to me, he would look like a small child. But he would also probably rip my head off and shove it up my ass. Because this kid is – this kind of guy I want on my team. We're very close to Appalachian State because it's right down the road from where we are. And so I've seen a good amount of this kid's tape. And other than physical limitations, I don't have a lot of knocks. You're going to come in as a role piece in the league, and I'm going to teach you to do one thing really well, and that's get after quarterbacks. Is it going to take some time? No doubt. I think he can contribute on special teams as well.
Mm-hmm.
4.58 in the 40, which, okay, it's pretty damn good.
That could be a
10-yard split
position.
was 1.65, so there's some athleticism to this kid.
At number 258th overall, 7th round final pick for the Bears in the A-plus Sportsocracy mock draft.
I am not so sure that we have mentioned this guy's name one time. Drake Thomas, linebacker at NC State. We're North Carolina affiliates, so we see a lot of NC State. He's small, 6 foot, 228,
Mm-hmm.
good against the run. It's another one of those that I think worst case scenario is a special teams ace. Physical limitations, which is why you get here, but he's another high motor, high character. It's the guy I want in the room. Now, if you hate these picks, if you like these picks, feel free to comment that. All of these guys have either been in the room or the Bears have shown some interest in them, whether it was at the combine, with virtual visits, whatever the case may be. So if you really hate the fit with the Bears, you're going to have to talk to Ryan Pace, not me. That's how A-plus mock drafts work, is I take what you're interested in and I make that work the best for your team. I love this haul. I love what the Bears have done this offseason. And I'm just going to keep saying this. You round everything off with this. There is now no excuse for Justin Fields. So if he comes in next year and is inaccurate, well, you've got your answer. And next year you're chasing Caleb Williams or Drake May. And if he's good, then all of you can tell me that I'm a big, brawny man-looking dipshit and that you all tried to tell me. Either way, somebody wins.
That's right. That's right. It is the Draftmas season. Get all your Draftmas content right here in the Sportsocracy. We got the A-plus mock drafts going out team by team. We also have Jeremy's full 7-round projection that will start coming out on the channel next week.
Those are going to come out fast and furious, about 10 a day, the week leading up to the draft, and then we will be live right here on YouTube for every pick of the 2023 NFL Draft.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it out with your friends as well, and we will see you on Draft Night.